Good afternoon, everyone. Can we all stand up for a minute? Yeah. Perfect. Let's start. Please be seated. Thank you. Okay, so my name is Krunal Patel, and thank you for that wonderful introduction. I mean, it was quite exhaustive. So, one thing which I'm very passionate about is bringing innovation to India. And this is my third assignment in past 10 years that I'm working with a very innovative company which is in cybersecurity space and helps enterprises to be ahead of their adversaries. How many of you are, fan of The Art of War by Zhu? It is very important for us to know our enemy, and one of the way to know our enemy is to become our enemy. And this thought is a very deep thought. We have been always taught that think what the adversary would be thinking. How do you actually do that? And that's where Safebreach can be a very, very helpful platform for you. The company was founded in 2014 out of Israel by Guy Bijirano and Itzik Kotler. Guy himself was a security leader for Israel Defense for almost 20 years. And Itzik was part of Unit 8200 as a part of Israel Air Force. They set out on a journey to find answer to a very first principle question: how risk-free are we? If I have to ask any security leader in the audience, how risk-free are you? There will always be if and but, because we cannot be sure about it. With that first principle thinking, they set on a journey to create a product where we would leverage a hacker's mindset or a hacker's tool to basically reinforce our cyber defense. And enterprises across the board, whether it is India or anywhere in the world where I speak with, has common challenges when it comes to cyber security. The first and the number one enemy which you fight on a day-to-day basis is not hacker. Actually, it's complexity. The complexity that is getting added because the attack surface is increasing. The complexity which is getting added because digital transformation is at its peak. Every new process, every new technology, every new change that you make requires it to be secure. And gaining visibility across the board for the entire security posture becomes the number one challenge. Security teams are under immense pressure, to keep the lights on and to fight the adversaries at the same time. And the security teams are no longer just protectors of IT systems. They have become protectors of revenue. And my security leaders here, my CISO friends here would agree to that, because they have been tasked to protect different attack surfaces, different business models with different tools, primarily to protect the revenue. And what is the revenue impact on the business? Further, if you look at last 12 months and see what cyber attacks have happened or what hacks have happened, more than 95% of those attacks have happened via a known threat or a known vulnerability. I mean, there are instances where there is a 10-year-old vulnerability exploited because the drift was created, because there was a change in the user behavior. So, the concept here is that if we are able to self-audit ourselves, self-test ourselves, we can be better prepared to fight these known vulnerabilities. Finally, you are overwhelmed with information. There is threat intelligence coming from all the direction. There is data coming from your cybersecurity tools. Then there is a SOC provider who is sending you all the information. On an average, a security leader would get anything between 10 to 20 advisories a day. Now, it is very important for the leader to understand that which of these are exploitable based on his ecosystem or her ecosystem, and which of these are not exploitable. So, friends, complexity, not having clear visibility, priority of actions, and known attacks could have been avoided are some of the business contexts why people talk to us, why they want to evaluate Safebreach. Today also, whenever risk reporting happens, it is most of the time happening on the best knowledge of the individual. Either it is the consultant or either it is the security leader himself, and a lot of things are still on Excel sheet. There is a lot of assumptions based on the compensating controls that you have deployed, based on the investments that you have done on cyber defense. So what we are on a journey to is to give you more scientific way, more data-driven approach to proactively arrive to a risk score which is more defendable. How do we do that? So what we do as a solution, we offer a platform, a software platform which can be deployed on-premise, which can be deployed on cloud. We have used cyber attacks, and the IP that we have created is reverse engineering the cyber attacks and creating a playbook. Safebreach have close to 30,000 plus breach methods that we have created across different attack surfaces, across different security controls. Now, unlike a penetration testing which talks of ingress and to a certain amount lateral movement, a hacker will not stop there. A hacker would actually dwell into the network, wait there for certain time, reach to the crown jewel, and then do an exploitation. Now that exploitation could be in the form of encryption, if it is a ransomware, or in a form of a exfiltration, if it's like a different other threat group. So, you need to kind of mimic the behavior of the hacker in your network. The step number one for that is to use attack to your benefit. We provide you the cyber attack playbook, which will allow you to do attack and simulate how your cybersecurity controls are effectively working against that particular threat group or that particular malware. Not only that, there are new 0 days coming every day or every month. We give a promise to our customers that based on the US CERT or CISA or FBI alert, within 24 hours, we will make those scenarios available for you to test. So whether it is Logbit 3.0 or whether it is Vice ransomware or it was a Cisco breach attack or anything, we make the scenarios available for you to validate it in your networks. Further, for advanced proactive security managers, advanced red teamers, you can also completely customize the attack for you. The second phase of the process is analyzing what you have simulated. That's where we give you a very granular analytics which allows your security analyst to understand at the log level, at the system level, what had happened between the target and the attacker, and how and why the attack was a success or a failure. At a management level, you would like to know risk trend analysis, you would like to know the risk map of your organization, you would also need to understand which tool is more efficient and where in the kill chain is the maximum impact that you have. Is it at the infiltration that you are blocking all the hackers or all the attacks, or somewhere in between the lateral movement, or everything is passing through and just DLP is very strong, so you are blocking everything at exfiltration. Now mind well, with the kill chain approach, you have to be right once. You don't have to be right every time. So that is the approach that we take. You can actually simulate the whole kill chain. Unlike just doing a point testing of a particular control, You are simulating the whole kill chain. Finally, you want to remediate. So the system will correlate based on the compensating controls that you use and based on the simulation results that it has got, and give you a very comprehensive, focused recommendations to fix those problems. In the process, we also integrate with your SIM solutions, with your EDR solutions, with your source solutions, so that you can automate certain remediation and also validate the exact tools that you are using, and not just a generic theoretical approach towards a particular cybersecurity tool. So friends, use cyber attack to your benefit. You can leverage that, analyze your systems, and unlike your current method of testing your systems once in a quarter, if you are a very mature cybersecurity program, or maybe once in a year, if you are not so mature cybersecurity program, you can do it every week. We have customers who use this very effectively in cybersecurity posture management via risk scoring and reducing the risk week on week, quarter on quarter, and report the same thing back to their boards, back to their senior management. The company since 2014 has acquired a lot of large enterprises across the globe and also in India. We have all the major, a lot of Fortune 2000 companies, including some of the companies in financial sectors, in manufacturing sectors, in automobile sectors, who have been using the solution quite a long. Some of them are PayPal, Netflix, ServiceNow, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, and so on and so forth. Here is a small AV, and then I think I'll have some time for question answers.
Cyber attacks, security teams have implemented and adopted tons of security controls that make up the modern-day security stack. From email, web, and proxy gateways to the ever-evolving network and endpoint solutions that focus from prevention to detection, and with the latest class of controls to support the shift to the cloud. Safebreach gives organizations visibility into the performance of their security controls, identifying which cyber attacks are being prevented, which are detected, and which attacks are completely missed. Let's take a look at the Safebreach platform. Safebreach has the largest hackers playbook in the industry, enabling teams to execute attacks to test data leak, web, endpoint, email, network inspection, network access container, and cloud controls against both the latest and known attack techniques. By selecting one or more categories of security controls, the playbook will filter on the attacks that will test those controls. The attacks will run safely across your environment, and you'll get a report of the findings of which controls blocked or detected the attack and which attacks sailed past your defenses. Reports are generated noting the risk score and the overall status, as well as the top exploited attacks, protocols, and ports. The attacks are correlated to the technology vendor, identifying which attacks were prevented, detected, or missed. SOC analysts and executives alike can understand their risk posture with dashboards that consolidate all the attack scenarios to determine their exposure by control categories and break down the risk by business units and exploitability of the crown jewels. Safebreach not only gives visibility into the performance of controls, but also supplies insights on how to strengthen your defense with the consolidation of remediation efforts ranked by the highest risk to the organization. This brings together your security and IT teams to holistically shore up your defenses. Validating the effectiveness of your security controls will ensure you get the most out of your current investments and have the outcome-driven data to justify additional investments, strengthen your defenses, and drive risk down. To learn more, visit us at safebreach.com.
So friends, that was a short introduction of my company and what we do. We already have customers in India. We have very successfully helping a lot of finance, manufacturing, entertainment companies in India to help them to improve their security posture. If I have some time, I'll be happy to take some questions.